$25.
Welcome to the final of Players' Championship 17, and we are going to get a new winner crowned on the Pro Tour in 2019, although the caveat to that is that one of the players contesting this decider won 3 titles on the floor last year. That is Krzysztof Ratajski, the Polish #1, and the other one is a major champion this year, Nathan Aspinall, who won the
25, so Krzysztof's won the ball.
Has been an interesting season on the floor. Of course, it has to be noted that the likes of Michael van Gerwen, Gary Anderson and Rob Cross weren't present, but everybody else basically was this afternoon, and it has been once again a
84.
tournament where the contenders have risen to the top. And if 2019 has been a year of the contenders, and maybe Nathan Aspinall is the poster boy
100
for that tag. Dan Dawson joins me, Chris Murphy, to see if Aspinall adds another title to his tally, or if Krzysztof Ratajski keeps up his so far perfect record in PDC Pro Tour finals.
40.
Yep. 3 finals, 3 wins, beating Daryl Gurney, Chris Dobie and Adrian Lewis. He is a very difficult man to beat, and you only have to look at how he's played today. The
100.
5 games in a row, everything bar his opening round, Krzysztof Ratajski has averaged more than 100. Not loads more than 100, but he's just been ticking along
100.
at that 100 average. And even the first round game against Tony Alsanas, he averaged more than 96. So that's just what he does. He's like playing a Polish computer.
140.
Set the level, and that's just how he plays. He's such a difficult player to overcome. And he couldn't be overcome the 3 times that he made the finals last year.
180.
The first 180 of the final is Krzysztof's 11th of the afternoon, tying up the tally between the pair.
99.
You look at 97 to take this first leg. He was so strong on his own throw in that match against James Wilson, and once he broke, there was no stopping him in the semi-finals.
57.
But he could be broken immediately in the final if Aspinall can clean up 62. He's got 2 darts. That double, it becomes double 12.
38.
And he's missed that early opportunity to break.
Messi from the Asp. Ratajski won't give you many chances, you would think. Not like that.
Game shot.
And he does tidy that up. The man in PDC darts who looks most like Jeremy Hunt on a run to the final 2.
Well, we had Boris 50. on the charge today as well, didn't we, Dan?
Yeah.
Koltsov's run ended in the quarterfinals, was it, Boris Koltsov?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that he'll be the first Russian to make a quarterfinal of a Pro Tour event. I don't think Anastasia managed to do it when she was playing PDC on the tour.
78.
Yeah, quite a fair few of the players that were involved in the World Cup of Darts seem to have been in decent fettle this afternoon. Ratajski, of course, one of
96.
them. Willie O'Connor also enjoyed another decent run.
Yeah, he was averaging 103 when he was stopped by Ron Muhlenkamp, who almost seemed to run out of steam against Nathan Aspinall in the semis. And it's 3 times now he's made the semi-finals of a ranking PDC event and not been able to go any further.
You mentioned the consistency of Ratajski in
95.
5 consecutive 3-figure averages. Aspinall has not troubled the 100 mark in terms of 3-dart average this afternoon.
Yeah, but it has been
58.
Every single one of them has been in the 90s, and most of them in the mid to high 90s. So it's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, wins for him against Gavin Carlin, Dave Prinz, back-to-back victories against Corey Cabby and Gary Price is some feat to achieve, and then beat Dimitri Vandenberg and the one you just mentioned against Ron Muhlenkamp in the semi-finals. Vandenberg, of course, who hit a 9-dart finish here this afternoon.
To double his lead.
34.
A miss. But it probably isn't fatal to his hopes in this leg.
Will return. Looking to land tops.
100.
Perfect start to the final. has lost a challenge to a final, but the one that he won was here in Wigan, so he's also got a perfect record in finals here, having won a UK Open qualifier and a Challenge Tour event in Robin Park, looking to complete the bingo card here today, with the exception of Development Tour, but he's not really eligible to play in that.
Well, not unless they change the rules, and then certain people really will be throwing their toys out the pram about how old you're allowed to be to play Development Tour. I'm not sure 42-year-old Krzysztof Ratajski is the target demographic for the Development Tour.
Well, it says development.
He's developed, man. He's a former world master.
131. $96.
We'll see both men at the World Match Play this summer, of course, that just around the corner. Permutations to be played out for the Chasing Pack
140.
tomorrow and in Prague next weekend. The cut-off for the World Match Play qualification is at the end of the next European Tour event.
Yeah, massive day today for James Wilson. Enormous to see him back and challenging the back end of tournaments after all the health problems he's had. And it looks like that'll get him to Blackpool.
127.
Well, Ratajski perched
100
on double 8 and on the brink of a 3-leg lead early in this final. Race to 8, the finals nowadays on the Pro Tour.
Game shot.
And he finds double 8 last start in hand. Aspinall will, of course, be a seed on debut at the World Match Play. Ratajski is second place in the best of the rest, the Pro Tour order of merit of players
57.
that aren't in the world's top 16. Very, very comfortable qualification for the pair of them, and perhaps it's surprising to see how well a lot of the players who aren't qualified for the World Match Play have done this afternoon, because usually when it gets to around those times of the tournament, you see tension in those players and the players that know that they're playing with a little bit more freedom.
134.
Yeah, well, Chris Dobie has managed to avoid the stress this year by having that great run at the weekend on the European Tour and finally get his debut at the World Match Play.
59.
So that's one guy that even Chris Dobie, who's been a ninja at finding ways to not be in Blackpool, is not going to mess things up this time.
81. $140.
That's a good visit from Ratajski. He's forcing Aspinall to find at least one treble, you feel, in this visit. He's done that.
96.
It's weird when you look at Ratajski's year so far, how he's not been going deep. He's only had the one quarter-final in anything. But look at the number of last 16s. Look at the number of times that he's been playing in those high 90 averages
82.
all the way through the day. It's taken something special to stop him, but he's picking up, accumulating, ranking money week after week as the Asp. Has he found the treble 19? No, he didn't. So Ratajski, Shanghai finish for another break, for a real stranglehold on this final. Double top. Oh,
80.
my word, Nathan Aspinall. You could see him peering around the corner. Trepidation in the man's face.
Double 10.
Game shot.
And Nathan Aspinall does finally, eventually, get off the mark in this final, but it could have been staring down the barrel of a 4-leg deficit had Ratajski landed double top then.
137. $100. $123.
Well, Ratajski, he's he just doesn't make many
59.
mistakes, does he? You don't see him make many counting errors. You don't see him stray off the straight and narrow very much. Even if... And we have seen him go and put in ridiculous displays, sort of 107, 110 averages on occasion, but most of the time it's that 101, 102 when he's playing really well, and it's just one treble per visit. Pin the double first or second dart over and over and over again.
140.
Well, that's all he needs at the back end of this leg, although he might fancy 2. And then a double 12 at the end of the combination.
Game shot.
For a few fireworks from Krzysztof Ratajski, who does get the 4th leg on the board and takes a 3-leg lead once again.
100.
Nathan, just a little bit of frustration here. There have been some big displays from him. The victories against, obviously, Gerwyn Price and Corey Cadby, 2 in-form men. But he was decent against Dimitri, and for most of the game against Ron Meulenkamp, he was threatening to put in 100 average until a silly leg dragged everything down. But he's just not found that
180.
pop in this final. Not until maybe now. First 180, his 12th of the day.
$99.
Very, very impressed. I know we keep saying it
37.
because we keep being able to commentate him because he's progressed deep into tournaments, Nathan Aspinall, but very impressed with the way he's handled the emergence so rapidly to the top of World Darts. That run to the semi-final, backed up by winning the UK Open, and actually Nathan Aspinall seems to be taking it all in his stride. I think game on game, he's got the perfect temperament for a professional dart player.
92.
He just seems to be playing with freedom. It doesn't seem that there's any pressure that's come with being a major champion. It just seems to have lifted a weight off him. But Krzysztof Ratajski is applying all kinds of pressure to him here. Double 7 for 5-1.
Game shot.
And it is another stupendous leg of darts. Back-to-back 12 darters. The Polish Eagle is flying to what would be a 4th PDC title.
144 checkout, followed by 122, and we can wax lyrical about Nathan Aspinall
174.
for as long as we want, but it might not be for much longer because Ratajski has followed that checkout with a 174 opener on throw in leg 7,
134.
and he is taking Nathan Aspinall to the cleaners in this final.
Krzysztof Ratajski as one of the top seeds here today. 16th seed, Nathan Aspinall 15th seed, so they're both top seeds on their boards. They would have played the opening game of the day on their board. It was Tony Alcinas for Krzysztof at midday today.
180.
As Nathan faced Gavin Carlin. Now, once that game was done and Krzysztof was back on playing his second game at about 2 o'clock. From then on, he has averaged more than 100 all the way through the day. Barry Bates, Glenn Durrant, Marco Canceller, Jamie Hughes, James Wilson, and this game, the average has not dropped below 100. It is an incredibly consistent display from the Polish Eagle, and this is a stupendous leg of darts from him.
Double top.
Game shot.
For an 11 dart leg, and Krzysztof Ratajski is now just 2 away from a 4th PDC title. And to maintain that perfect record, we were scratching our heads before, trying to think if anyone else could boast
58.
such a record in finals on the Pro Tour. There'll be the odd player that's played in 1 final and won 1 tournament, but 4 out of 4 is some going.
This year,
59.
we have seen 3 monstrous displays in the finals of these Players' Championship events. Gerwyn Price averaged almost 110 in beating Gabriel Clemens. Michael van Gerwen won his first
41.
2 with averages of almost 110 and then almost 106. Krzysztof Ratajski is threatening to join them because he's won the last 3 legs in just 35 darts. And even the UK Open champion and one of the hottest
57.
properties in this sport, Nathan Aspinall, he can't live with that today. Not right now.
Well, a shake of the head from Aspinall. I'm not sure what he was gesturing there,
100.
whether it's a flaw in his own technique, just frustration spilling over perhaps. But Ratajski has had it all his own way. He's made it go
42.
all his own way in this final. Quite surprised at the perhaps because it has been one-sided, but the kind of serene demeanour of both players for the majority of it, because you did see
121.
Nathan Aspinall and Ron Meulenkamp have a little bit of argy-bargy at times in a sporting way in that semi-final. But I recall the final here early last year between
140.
Ratajski and Daryl Gurney, and there was a right good old bit of needle in that one.
Well, it was the last one of the year, wasn't it, where Ratajski completed the double. He beat Adrian
90.
Lewis, and Jackpot dragged him into a shouting match. And Ratajski, who doesn't normally get involved in that sort of stuff, just decided, yeah, if you like. And Adrian would shout and roar, then Ratajski would have a go. He can win
59.
games in all kinds of ways, this man. He is quality.
74 left, finds the treble, but not the double, and Ratajski has the
75.
chance to repeat the feat of a 144 checkout. Did it in leg 5.
He began this surge with a 144, and he might continue it. Oh my word.
32.
Even Nathan Aspinall was stood there half expecting it to go.
Yes, it could have become
Game
the
shot.
signature shot of the Polish Eagle, but Aspinall has managed to get another leg in the ledger.
But with the demeanour of a man who feels that all it
97.
is a stay of execution.
Yeah, I mentioned the temperament of Nathan Aspinall. Krzysztof Ratajski is very, very
60.
similar, actually, isn't he, in the way he plays the game. As you said, he can raise his aggression levels if needed, but he can be a picture of serenity if required as well.
96.
A couple of darting machines who can just flick the switch of all the attributes when required, but Aspinall's going to have to
78.
produce darts from a different planet to turn this one around.
Well, Krzysztof Ratajski, he is an incredible template for players from emerging nations in darts to follow,
99.
because we saw him dip his toe in the water on the European tour, show that he was obviously a really good player. He played some
55.
BDO tournaments, won the World Masters, but is now plying his trade on the PDC and looks every inch the top player. Nathan Aspinall is in the
80.
top 16 in the world. He'll be a seed at the World Match Play. Krzysztof Ratajski, whenever I see him, he genuinely looks like that is the sort of company you should be keeping on a regular basis.
126.
I wouldn't have had to go for the ball with Aspinall, not on any kind of out.
43.
Yeah, Ratajski was the first player from Eastern Europe to compete at the Lakeside 10 years ago now. And he's flying the flag
140.
for darts in that area of the world. And that's how the game grows, isn't it? Something to aspire to, someone to aspire to. And Krzysztof Ratajski needs double 8.
78.
Oh, that would have put him on the brink of victory, but there could yet be a twist in the tail. This would be a break.
Double 16, same target Ratajski's just missed. Double 8, he's just missed that as well.
26.
And so has Nathan Aspinall. And the shoulders slump because he knows what that means. He is about to be pushed to the brink of defeat.
Game shot.
And that's exactly where he finds himself. Krzysztof Ratajski doing exactly to Nathan Aspinall what he did to James Wilson. Applied that much pressure on him, leg on leg,
140.
that when the little glimmers of hope arrived, the little gifts by a missed dart double here and there from Ratajski, Wilson missed, and Aspinall's just done exactly the same thing.
40.
Well, Ratajski, as I say, he's averaging pretty much 100 for the day. If you
96.
can average 100 all day against calibre of opposition such as the three-time Lakeside champion Glenn Durrant, Jamie Hughes, the UK Open champion Nathan Aspinall, if you can do that,
98.
then you are a threat at the World Match Play. You're a threat in anything. But Krzysztof Ratajski,
140.
We always say it. These tournaments on PDC TV, they give you glimpses of what might happen in the big TV tournaments. Ratajski won 3 titles last year on the tour. This would be his first of the year. And who knows, he could win a big one this year. It could be the match play. You play like this, you can win things.
3 without a tour card, wasn't it, last year for Ratajski?
You just won't see it again.
Remarkable.
105.
Nice setup.
Game shot.
Just in case Aspinall couldn't find double top. But once again, it does have the sense that all that dart in double 20 is done has prolonged the agony for the Asp.
Well, we did very nearly see an incredible comeback from this sort of position in the very first weekend of the year when Glenn Durrant came back at Dave Chisnell, but ended up losing out to Chizzy in the last leg decider. Will Ratajski even allow anything like that to happen? It does not look like it.
This man does not buckle.
97.
It's just not something he does. He doesn't always win, but he's not a player who ever seems to feel pressure. You watch it during legs when his opponent hits a big shot to put pressure on a finish. He still goes up and takes it out. He just doesn't seem to
58.
Get any case of tungsten tension at any time.
Doesn't need to go 51 and ball, so we'll just knock the one off and then chuck in a treble 20. Oh no,
26.
No he won't. Well, probably his worst visit all day, that.
I'm glad it didn't happen after a 180 after my previous comments.
140.
But now, this could be the most important visit of the year for Krzysztof Ratajski, who wants double 19
Game
to
shot
win
and the match.
his first PDC title of 2019 and the 4th of his career, maintaining an incredible, perfect record in PDC finals. Krzysztof Ratajski beat Daryl Gurney, Chris Dobey and Adrian Lewis to win tournaments in 2018, and now he's just seen off the UK Open champion Nathan Aspinall with a brilliant display, averaging just shy of a ton, the mark that he's been around all afternoon here in Wigan. Krzysztof Ratajski is a winner once again, and in a couple of moments' time, actually right now, he's going to tell us what it means to him. I think you can see it. Krzysztof Ratajski talking to Dan.
Talking to that one there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You averaged 100 all the way through today after your first game, Krzysztof. This must be a really satisfying feeling to play so well all day.
Yes, it's true. I play every match. Average was about 100 and a little more, and sometimes was very difficult. It was 6-5 for me. It was very close, but with average really good, with average 100. But I'm really satisfied.
Last year, you won 3 of these titles without even having a tour card. You're on the full tour now, playing week in, week out, and playing very well. Do you think that you've just been a bit unlucky until today because you've been playing well but not getting the wins?
I can say it was a little unlucky, but the opponents play really good. Even if I play superb, the opponents play better. Like yesterday, I lose qualification with Dimitri with average 105. I play really perfect, but he was a little better. He won 6-5.
You've beaten Nathan Aspinall, a UK Open champion. You've beaten Glenn Durrant, a 3-time world champion today. These are guys who've won big titles. You've won the World Masters. Going into the World Match Play, you've got to think, yeah, I am able to win that title.
Of course, I think I'm able. If I will play so good like today, I know I'm able. I feel really good. I feel comfortable. Really, I know I play on the high level. If I don't do any mistake, I can win with everyone.
Fantastic. Well, look, the last time we saw you win, you won both in the weekend. We know that when you're playing well, Krzysztof, you can carry it on for 2-3 days, maybe even longer. That's the target tomorrow, isn't it?
That's what I can. I can say I win tomorrow, of course, but I will try, of course.
Krzysztof, the Polish Eagle, your winner here in Wigan today, Players' Championship 17. He will be back looking to do the double for the second time in his career. And if you are looking at people for the World Match Play coming up as potential outsiders to win the title, this man might be the man to look at. Well done.